Great. Find your way onto your mat in any way that feels comfortable. So that could be in a child's pose, could be easy seated, maybe on your back, in fallen bridge. In whatever position you find yourself, start connecting with your breath. In our practice today, we're going to be breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. See if you can find balance within this breath. Inhaling to a count of 3 and exhaling to a count of 3. As you breathe, start to notice your physical body. What is there in this moment? Bodies are different every day. Your body is different this morning than it was last night. Different today than it was 3 months ago. So what that means for you in your practice, or how that knowledge translates into practice, is that you are listening to the wisdom that's being offered. And then you are adapting your practice by maybe using a block or dropping a knee to the mat. There's always the option to challenge for a little bit more if your body is asking for that. And as always, your experience in the pose always overrides anything that I might offer. So I will give you guidance on what to do with your body. If that does not work for you, please just let that go and use what works. Before we begin our physical practice, if you would like to invite intention in, please do so now. Intentions in yoga can be about your own practice. They can be dedications to other people. Or maybe they touch different arenas in your life that you'd like to see maybe come to fruition. If an intention is calling you in this moment, connect with it by breathing it into your body, letting it sit for just a moment, and then exhaling it back out. Do that 2 more times. Inhale, drawing intention in deep, holding, and releasing. Once more, inhale, and exhale. Moving into our physical practice, make your way into a table. So slowly coming into your table, taking the time to stack your shoulders and your hips, spreading your fingers nice and wide, actively pressing into the tops of your palms, draw the navel in. On the next inhale, drop the belly, widen through the chest and collarbones, bring the shoulder blades back together and move them towards your tailbone. Focal point is straight ahead. And stay here for a breath or two. On your exhale, go ahead and round your back. Tuck your chin. Actively push the floor away. Stay here, breathing in and breathing out. On your inhale, drop your belly, widen through the chest and collarbones. On your exhale, tuck and round. This time maybe come up onto your fingertips so that the hands are tented, palms are lifted. Even shift your weight back a little bit so the hips are reaching for the heels. See if you like that. If you do, invite it in. If you don't, let it go. And then flow with your own breath. Inhale, open chest. Exhale to tuck and round. Inhale to open. Exhale to round. Let's flow once more. Inhale, open. On your exhale, downward facing dog, maybe walking the hands out a little bit further, tucking the toes, reaching the hips up, downward facing dog. In this first downward dog of the morning, bring in lots of movement, bending your knees, shifting your hips and shoulders. Option to float out into a plank and then back to your downward dog, really warming up the upper body. Trying to connect with that even 3 count breath. 3 in and 3 out. On your next inhale, drop your knees a little bit closer to the floor. Soften your elbows. Focal point is in between the hands. Draw strength into your core. On your exhale, lift the hips to downward facing dog. Inhale, dropping the knees down. You decide if you want to drop a little bit or a lot. The closer you get to the mat, the more challenging it's going to be. On your exhale, back to down dog. Let's take that once more. Inhale, drop the knees down. Exhale, lift, downward dog. Maybe settling in a little bit deeper here, allowing your heels to gravitate towards the floor. Actively pressing into the tops of the palms. Knees can be soft, or if the legs are straight, really engage your thighs. Pull your kneecaps towards the hips. And breath in and breath out. On your inhale, bend your knees and lift your head. Exhale to ragdoll pose. So feet are stepping wide, maybe as wide as your mat. Very generous bend in your knees. Fully release head, neck, and shoulders. Let it all be heavy and hang. Option to grab opposite elbows. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. And out. Releasing the hands, heel, toe your feet, hips width apart. So the feet are hips width apart. Inhale, halfway lift. Back is flat. Take your shoulder blades, draw them together and down towards your tailbone. Focal point is at your big toes. Again, knees can be soft, or if the legs are straight, engage. Find energy in your feet. So your feet are grabbing at the mat, drawing energy up the arches and through the legs. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in here. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Keeping your feet hips width apart. Inhale, mountain pose, reverse dive. Sweep the hands all the way up. Stay here for a moment in Tadasana Mountain, finding form, lots of energy through the feet. Spread your toes out really wide. Navel pulls in. Tailbone anchors down towards the floor. So there's a little bit of a tuck. Soften your shoulders. Knit the front ribs back together. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, hands come into heart center. Inhale, mountain pose, sweep the hands high. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. Lead with your chest all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank, jump or step back in this first high plank. Hold it right here. In your high plank, you have option to drop down to the knees or even the forearms. Breath in, breath out. Shoulders, elbows, and wrists are stacked. Thighs are strong, pressing into the feet so that the heels stack over your toes. Breath in. On your exhale, lower yourself all the way to the mat. Elbows hug the body. Inhale, baby cobra, zipping up the thighs. Press the tops of the feet in the floor. Inhale, baby cobra, head, neck, and shoulder peel off the mat. Option to take the hands off the floor. Feel your low back engage. Soften shoulders away from the ears. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in. See if you can lift up a little bit higher. Exhale, downward facing dog. So today, as we flow through your chaturangas, I'm going to give you lots of options, lots of variation. You choose what works best for you. If you are looking for a back strengthening variation, what we just did would suit your body well. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your head. Exhale to ragdoll pose, feet step as wide as the mat. Very generous bend in your knees. We're going to add a twist. Bend a little deeper in your right knee, straighten the left. Inhale the left hand high. So right hand, you can be palm flat to the floor. You can make a fist. You can be up on the fingertips. I want you to prioritize an open chest. Feel free to put a block underneath your right hand. Shoulders are stacking. Left on top of right. Squeeze your left thigh. On your inhale, maybe twist a little deeper. Exhale, come back, switching legs, bending deeper into the left knee, straighten the right. Inhale, right hand high, open chest. Decide what you want to do with your hand. Block, palm flat, maybe on the fingertips. Engage your right thigh, open chest. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in, twist a little deeper. Exhale, come to your ragdoll pose. Heel toe your feet, hips width apart. Inhale, halfway lift, back is flat. Draw the shoulder blades together and down your tailbone. Crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, mountain pose, reverse dive. Sweep the hands all the way up. Feel your form in your mountain. Stay right here. Energy in the feet. Imagine that you had a ball or a block in between your thighs. Engage the thighs. Strengthen your core. Soften shoulders. Breath in. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, mountain pose. Sweep the hands high. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hip. Lead with your chest all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Back is flat. Exhale, high plank, jump or step back. Find your high plank form. Shoulders, elbows, and wrists. Zip up the core, engage the thighs. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Inhale, you can stick with that baby cobra or maybe come into a full cobra where you're starting to straighten the elbows. Widen through the chest and collarbones, soften shoulders, pull the tummy in. No matter what you're doing today in your variations of chaturanga, super strong core. Breath in, exhale, downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your head. Exhale, forward fold. Feet come together at the top of your mat. We're going to move into a chair pose. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Now in your chair pose today, you've got some choice. You can have your big toes into touch. You can have your feet hips width apart. You can also add a block in your inner thighs. I really like this variation. Helps to engage more muscles. Whatever you're choosing, weight in the heels. Tummy pulls in. Soften shoulders. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Exhale, airplane the arms and the fingertips behind you. Squeeze your triceps. Maybe sink a little bit lower in your chair pose, lower than you want to go. Stay here and breathe. Breath in, breath out. Inhale back to chair pose. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. If you used a block, you can set it aside. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high plank, jump or step back. You're going to flow through your chaturanga. I'm going to give you another option. Breath in. Exhale, halfway lower, elbows hug the body. Flip the feet. Inhale, you can come into a cobra or an upward dog. Upward dog, thighs are off the floor. Really strong core. Breath in, breath out. Down dog. From our down dog, adding on, inhale the right leg high, reach the toes up, bend your knees, stack your hips. Stay right here, find your form. Chest is squared to the mat. So take your right shoulder, turn it down. Nice adjustments, Jess. Breath in, breath out. Pull the tummy in. Now your left leg, the knee can be soft or strong and straight. So if it's straight, really engage that thigh muscle. Breath in. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, or as close as you can get. Open your chin. Option to drop the left knee to the floor. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, right leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. On your exhale, low lunge. Bring the right foot all the way through. Low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Now in this crescent lunge, I'm going to give you the option to bend your back knee. This is a variation that I like because it's actually much more challenging. You're still going to get some stretching in the front of your left hip flexor. Back foot, you're pressing into the ball so that the heel stacks over the toes. Breath in, breath out. Front knee is tracking with ankle, making sure that it's reaching to the right side of the room. Really nice, everybody. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in. Exhale back to low lunge. Hand sweep all the way down. Low lunge, high plank. Flow through your chaturanga. Take whatever variation suits your body. Make sure you're really listening to your low back if you're choosing cobra or upward dog. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, left leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Stay here, square the chest, turn the left shoulder down to the mat. Strengthen your core, knit your rib cage back together. Breath in. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Maybe they touch, maybe they don't. Option to drop the right knee to the floor. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, left leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Exhale, low lunge, left foot all the way through. Pressing down into the mat. Inhale, crescent lunge or high lunge. Option here again to bend in your right knee. So you're finding a 90-degree angle in both knees. If possible, really push into the ball of your right foot. Let your heel stack over your toes. Soften your shoulders. Breath in, breath out, breath in. Exhale, low lunge, hand sweep all the way down. Low lunge, high plank, flow through chaturanga. We'll all meet in downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your head. Exhale, forward fold, top of the mat. You can jump or step to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Sweep the hands all the way up. Take your variations of your chair, either with feet together, feet hips width apart, or maybe a block in between the thighs. Sink down a little deeper than you want. Make sure that you can wiggle your toes. Breath in. Exhale, airplane the arms and the fingertips back. Inhale, drinking bird. So you're shifting your weight forward on the balls of your feet. Lift your heels high as they want to go. Pick a focal point. Stay here and breathe. 3, 2, 1. Back to chair pose. Sweep the hands high. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, high to low plank. Flow through your chaturanga. Remember, there's so much variation in chaturanga. It's really up to you and your personal preference. You can go high to low. You can go high and drop all the way down to the mat. Pull your tummy in. Focal point is straight ahead. Everybody ending in downward facing dog. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale the right leg high. Bend your knees, stack your hips. Exhale, right knee to forehead. Shift your weight forward, round your back, tuck your chin. Stay right here, draw your navel in a little bit more. Inhale, right leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Exhale, low lunge, right foot comes all the way through. Inhale, high lunge or crescent lunge, come up. Option to keep the legs straight or bend your back knee. When you're finding this form, feel free to widen your stance. Really press into that back foot. Little engagement of your left glute. Breath in, breath out. 1 more breath in. Exhale back to low lunge. From your low lunge, left hand is going to stay on the mat. Inhale, right hand high, open chest. Option for your left knee to be on the floor. Breath in for 3. Breath out for 3. 1 more breath in. Exhale, right hand comes down, low lunge, high plank. Flow through your chaturanga. And in downward facing dog. Breath in, breath out. Inhale the left leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Exhale, left knee to forehead, shifting your weight forward, round your back, tuck your chin, push the mat away. Navel comes in a little bit more. Inhale, left leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Exhale, low lunge, left foot all the way through. Inhale, high lunge or crescent lunge. Option to bend the right knee, widen the stance as needed. Really press into that back foot. Soften your shoulders. Breath in, breath out. 1 more breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, low lunge with twist. Right hand stays down, left hand goes up. Stacking your shoulders. Right thigh is strong. Back of the knee lifting for the sky. Breath in. Exhale back to low lunge. High plank. Flow through chaturanga. And in downward facing dog. Elbows are hugging the body as you flow through chaturanga. Core is really strong. Open the chest. Breath in. Breath out. Down dog. Inhale, bend your knees, lift your head. Exhale, forward fold, jumper step to the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose. Take your variations in your chair. Either feet together, feet hips width apart, or maybe grab a block. Sink deeper than you want to go. Breath in. Exhale, airplane the arms, send the fingertips back. Squeeze your triceps. Inhale, drinking bird, shifting your weight forward, lifting your heels. Breath in. Breath out. Choose that focal point. It's going to help with balance. Stay here for 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, back to chair pose. Exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, jumper step back. Flow through your chaturanga. You can go high to low plank or high all the way to the floor. While meet in down dog. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale the right leg high. Bend your knees. Stack your hips. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Cross the body. Inhale, right leg high. Bend your knees. Stack your hips. Exhale, low lunge. From our low lunge, moving into dragon, dropping the left knee down, press the feet into the floor. Inhale, release the hands high. On your next breath in, press into your front foot, shifting your weight back so that your left hip is stacked over left knee. On your exhale, I want you to think about 3/4 of the way down. So you're not going to your full max. I want you to go about 3/4 of the way into your dragon. And now squeeze, scissor the knees. So imagine your knees are going to come together. You're scissoring them together, pressing into the feet. Breath in, breath out. Should feel some energy in the hips and the thighs and the core. One more breath in. Exhale, release the hands down to the mat. Low lunge, left knee comes off the floor. Low lunge, high plank, flow through chaturanga. And in downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Exhale, left knee to right elbow, cross the body. Push the mat away, keep your chin open. Inhale, left leg high, bend and stack. Exhale, low lunge, left foot all the way through. Dropping the knee down, inhale, dragon pose. Release the hands high. Breath out. On your inhale, press into your front foot, shift your hips back. Right hip stacking over knee. On your exhale, sinking about 75%, 3/4 into your dragons. You're not totally sinking into your joints here. I want lots of strength. Pressing into both feet. Scissor the knees together. So the knees are squeezing towards one another. Pull your tummy in. Keep the shoulders soft. Breath in. Breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, release the hands. Come to low lunge. Right knee comes off the floor. Low lunge. High plank. Flow through your chaturanga and in down dog. See how everybody's doing. Awesome. Breath in, breath out. Breath in and breath out. From your down dog, inhale the right leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Exhale, right knee to right elbow, or as close as you can get. Chin is open, push the floor away. Inhale, right leg high, bend and stack. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, dragon pose, dropping the knee down, dragon pose. Breath out. Inhale, push back. Exhale, sink about 3/4 of the way down. Scissor the knees together. Breath in. Exhale, release the hands all the way down. Low lunge, lift the left knee. Low lunge with twist. Left hand down, right hand up. Stacking shoulders. Breath in. Exhale, come back to your low lunge, right hand down. Inhale, crescent lunge. Option to bend the back knee. From our crescent lunge with bent knee, we're stepping up into warrior 3. If you want to watch first, I'm going to give you options. Breath in. Exhale, you can step up. You can have your hands airplane. You can have your hands on blocks. You can have your arms extended out. Whatever you're doing, try to square the hips. Turn the left hip down, down, down. Energy out the back heel. Stay here and breathe. When you're ready, come in, warrior 3. Breath in, breath out. So the most accessible is to airplane the arms. If you're wanting more challenge, extend them out over your head. You're going to feel that. Breath in, breath out. Your stabilizing leg, knee can be soft, or if it is straight, strong and engaged. One more breath in. On your exhale, float back into your crescent lunge. Float back, crescent lunge with your bent knee. Breath in. Exhale, low lunge. High plank. Flow through chaturanga. We'll all meet in down dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, left leg high, bend your knee, stack your hips. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, dragon pose, drop the right knee down. Breath out. Inhale, press into the front foot, shift back. Exhale, sink down about 3/4 of the way. Strengthen the legs, scissor the knees together. Breath in. Exhale, release the hands, low lunge. Inhale, low lunge with twist. Left hand reaches for the ceiling. Breath in. Exhale, left hand comes down. Inhale, crescent lunge or high lunge. Option to bend that back knee. Breath in. Exhale, step up, warrior 3. Stepping up, warrior 3. Trying to balance your hips. You will notice your right hip will want to open up towards the ceiling or the sky. I want you to take it and turn it down. When that happens, you might need to soften your left knee. Find energy out the right leg, either by pointing the toe or flexing the foot. If your hands are along the sides of the body, bring energy, soften shoulders, reach. Nice, I see the energy, Jess. Breath in, breath out, looks good, Kareen. Remember, you have the option for your stabilizing leg to be soft or strong and straight. If you fall out, no worries, take your time, just hop back in. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, slowly release back to your crescent lunge. On your exhale, low lunge, high plank, flow through chaturanga, and in downward facing dog. We're going to flow through that sequence once more. Down dog, inhale, right leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Exhale, knee to forehead, shift your weight forward. Inhale, right leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, dragon pose. Press back. Exhale, sink about 3/4, squeeze the knees. Breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, twist, low lunge with twist, right hand goes up. Breath in. Exhale, come back to low lunge. Inhale, crescent lunge. Option to bend the back knee. Exhale, step up, warrior 3. Choose what you want to do with your arms. Square the hips. Energy out the back leg, pointing the toe or flexing, either one. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, crescent lunge, float the left foot to the floor. On your exhale, low lunge, sweep the hands all the way down. High plank, flow through chaturanga, and in downward facing dog. Downward facing dog, inhale the left leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Exhale, left knee to forehead. Inhale, left leg high, bend and stack. Exhale, low lunge. Inhale, dragon pose. Release the hands, drop the knee. Press into the front foot. Exhale, sink down, 3/4. Squeeze and engage. Breath in. Exhale, low lunge. Release the hands down. Inhale, twist. Right hand on the mat, left hand high. Breath in. Exhale, left hand down. Inhale, crescent lunge. Option to bend the back knee. Breath in. Exhale, warrior 3, step up. Choose what you want to do with your arms. Square the hips. Lots of energy out the back leg. Keep turning your right hip down. Breath in, breath out. Stay there a little bit longer. Breath in. Exhale, slow release. Back to crescent lunge. Exhale, low lunge. Hands come all the way down. High plank. Flow through chaturanga and in down dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg high, bend your knees, stack your hips. Exhale, come into one-legged pigeon. Bring the right knee in towards the hands. If you have knee issues in your right knee, you can take a supine pigeon or try to keep the foot underneath you. If you do not have knee issues, take your foot, sweep it off to the left side of your mat. Settle the hips. Finding balance. It's always the option to use a block or a pillow underneath your right glutes. Roll your shoulders back. In this pigeon, I want you to imagine squeezing your knees together like we did in our dragon pose. So you're scissoring the knees together. You're going to feel some lift. Pull your tummy in. Breath in. Breath out. Inhale a little bit higher. Exhale, come into more passive pigeon. Bringing the forearms down to the mat, maybe resting forehead on a block or pillow or even the mat. Try to keep your weight even within your hips. Notice if you sag off to one side or the other. For myself personally, I notice I always sag off to the right, so I am always shifting my weight back to the left. I want you to bring attention awareness into your body and see what you do. And then coming into this more passive pigeon, relaxing places that don't need to be held. Softening hands and face. If your forehead is all the way to the mat, put a little bend in your elbows to relax your shoulders. And breath in and breath out. On your inhale, walk your hands back in towards your body. Tuck your left toes. Knee comes off the mat. Float to downward dog. Downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg high. Bend your knees. Stack your hips. Exhale, come into one-legged pigeon on the left side. Same thing here. You always have the option to do that supine pigeon or leave the foot under the body. If you do not have knee issues, take your left foot, sweep it off to the right side of your mat. Roll your shoulders. And then scissor the knees together again. So imagine bringing your knees like they're coming in towards one another. You're going to lift yourself off the floor a little bit. Breath in, breath out. Breath in and out. Let's do one more breath here, nice and tall. You always have the choice to stay here if you prefer this pigeon. On your exhale, come into more passive pigeon. Forearms come down. Maybe you rest your head on a block. And then notice, adjust your weight as needed. If you kind of sag off to one side, try to make your hips feel balanced and even. Once you settle in, let your belly drop and be heavy. Release your hands and your face. One more breath in and breath out. On your inhale, walk your hands in towards your body. Tuck the right toes. Knee comes off the floor. Find downward facing dog. Moment here in your down dog to feel and notice your legs. One more breath in. And on your exhale, drop your knees down to the mat. Sweep your feet off to the side. Extending the legs long. Take your left foot, cross it over your right leg. You're going to sit up nice and tall. Your right arm is going to reach all the way around and kind of grab the outside of the shin and maybe back towards the thigh. You're going to rotate and turn to the left. Left hand can come to the mat. And your thumb is facing away from you for more external rotation in your shoulder. Crown of the head reaches up. Breath in. And on your exhale, slowly release, come back, switching legs, extend your left leg, take your right foot, bring it over the left thigh, left arm grabs around for the shin and then the thigh. You're gonna rotate your chest, turn to the right, externally rotate the shoulder, thumb is facing away from you, sit up as tall as you can. Breath in and breath out. Slowly release, come back, extend both legs long. I want you to turn your legs in. So there's an internal rotation of your thighs. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, go forward. Your knees can be soft here. So just a little bit of a different stretch than having the knees facing in a more neutral position up towards the ceiling. If for any reason this does not feel good in your body, you don't like it, bring the legs back to a neutral rotation. Breath in and breath out. One more breath in. Exhale, slowly walk the hands in towards your body. You can soften your knees, plant the feet on the floor, bring the hands along the sides. And we're going to slowly roll down. Breath in, exhale, slowly roll down. Take your time, use your core. All the way to the mat, hug your knees into your chest. Hands on kneecaps, we're going to do just a little bit of resistance. So with your hands on your kneecaps, you're going to press your hands are more on the tops of your thighs. Press your hands away, and your knees are going to resist until your knees start to stack over your hips. And then your knees or your thighs are going to push in while your hands resist. We're doing it like a push and a pull here. You're resisting, pushing out, resisting with the legs. And then pushing in with the thighs, resisting with the hands. Nice and slow, in and out. If you're doing this correctly, you should feel your low abdominals fire up. Let's do once or twice more. Hug the knees into the chest. Bring the knees wider than the rib cage. Lift your feet up to the sky for happy baby. Option to grab the hamstrings, the shins, the big toes. In your happy baby, I want you to do 3/4 of what you normally do. So I think in happy baby, there's a real tendency to just sink into your joints. I want you to bring some strength in your happy baby. So squeeze your inner thighs. Imagine that your knees are gravitating towards each other. So you're not going quite as deep as normal, and you're bringing strength into the pose. Keep engaging. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in. On your exhale, bring your knees back to your chest, hands on kneecaps. Make some circles here. And then reverse the direction of your circles. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Maybe your forehead reaches up and touches your kneecaps. On your inhale, find Shavasana. Whatever is comfortable. The legs can go long. You could return to a child's pose. You could come into fallen bridge. For these last few minutes of class, bring your attention back to your breath. We're going to switch from our even breath to a longer exhale. So breathe in for 3 and try to exhale for maybe 5 or 6. You can bring one hand to the belly and one hand to the heart. And when we breathe with a longer exhale to inhale ratio, this helps to get in our parasympathetic nervous system. That's the calming, the relaxing. Each and every time your mind wanders away from your breath, just come back, focusing on your exhale, softening places that don't need to be held. Yoga people, if you would like to stay for a longer Shavasana, please do so. If you are ready to move on with your Saturday, I'm going to slowly guide you back to a seated position. Bring movement into your fingers and toes. Gently roll the head from right to left. And draw your knees in towards your chest. And make your way into fetal child's pose, rolling on either side. Come on to the side to pause and allow for transition. You can also bring to mind your intention if you placed one at the beginning of your practice. Reconnect with that. And you can decide if you're going to take that intention with you, maybe for the rest of the day. Or maybe it's done and you can just set it down. Breath in and breath out. You can make your way into easy seated. We'll end our practice with some collective breath. On your inhale, take your hands, reach them up. Exhale out the mouth into prayer. And that's a strong exhale. Let's do it 2 more times. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, blow it all out. Last one. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, let it all go. Sealing our practice with the word namaste. Namaste means the spirit or the light within me cherishes and respects the spirit or the light that lives within you. Namaste. All right, thank you so much for joining. If you have any feedback or questions, feel free to unmute yourself. All right, how'd it go? How was it, Maddie? How was the reception outside there?